Hello, good afternoon, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is Ternate residents are prohibited from selling subsidized fuel oil. Ternate Resort Police conducted socializations about the prohibition of selling subsidized fuel oil in the roadside or retailers. The prohibition of subsidized fuel oil being sold on the roadside is contained in the legislation. He said that subsidized fuel oil was prohibited for retail sale even though it was already regulated by law. Therefore, if someone sells it, it is against the rules. So that the ranks of the Ternate Resort Police with the Ternate city government are socializing to the whole community. From the stage of socialization, he continued, some have sold subsidized fuel oil on the roadside. That's why they will be visited to deliver and also given a prohibition sticker or pamphlet. The goal is that retailers of subsidized fuel oil already selling do not repeat it, only non-subsidized fuel is allowed. The next news is, a grandmother becomes a victim of counterfeit money in Lampung. Circulation of counterfeit money has occurred again in Bandar Lampung City. This time, a street food vendor on route Untung Suropati, Labuhan Ratu, Bandar Lampung became a victim of a counterfeit money. Arizal, a witness for the counterfeit money at Untung Suropati Street, Labuhan Ratu, Bandar Lampung, said that the counterfeit money fraud occurred at around 10 a.m. on Thursday, 17 September 2022. He said that at the time the victim was called by the perpetrators who wanted to buy the cake. He explained that the perpetrator pretended to be buying when he launched his action. The victim asked the perpetrator whether the money was fake or not. Then the perpetrator convincingly said that the 100,000 rupiah note was not counterfeit. After the transaction, the victim passed it in front of his shop to again offer his cake to him. Counterfeit money because its characteristics are rogue and different from smooth real money. After checking with the machine in the shop, the difference is clear. He admitted the victim of the cake seller was selling on road Untung Suropati every day. The perpetrators, according to a market snack trader, used a motorbike and brought a chicken coop. The counterfeit money was finally taken to be kept by Arizal. The next news is MHH confession about hacker Bjorka. 21 years old MAH alias Bjorka Madiun, a young man from Madiun, East Java, gave a confession about the Bjorka hacker. Previously reported by TribunNews.com, MHH Bjorka Madiun was arrested for illegally helping Bjorka hackers create a Telegram group. MAH, the Bjorka Madiun, he has now been named a suspect by the police. Yaya said that the suspect MAH was suspected of playing a role in creating a Telegram group called Bjorkanism. He said that the channel illegally uploaded information related to Bjorka. MHH, the Bjorka Madiun, admitted that he just met someone who later named himself Bjorka. This introduction and communication was via Telegram social media. Quoted from the Tribun Jatim Facebook Live broadcast, MAH said that he knew if Bjorka made an announcement in his privacy group, who would manage his Telegram group would be rewarded. Hearing that the reward was pretty good, especially since MAH, who sells ice every day, admitted that he needed money. The ad-Bjorkanism channel was finally managed by MAH. The reward, according to MAH, is in the form of Bitcoin. So how can MA enter the channel? MA said he didn't know. The only thing he knew was that Bjorka was abroad because all this time his communication was in English. The next news is Kuala Baru Vocational High School students becomes a tour guide on a boat trip. Sailing by boats across the river to Kuala Baru district from Singkil, Aceh Singkil is very exciting. Sitting on the boat for 40 minutes seems to go by so fast. The first sensation is the view of the river as well as 300 meters, which is only 25 centimeters from the top of the boat. It offers a view of the trees. If lucky, crocodiles sunbathing can be an additional attraction. Even more fun, this boat ride to Kuala Baru is accompanied by a tour guide from Kuala Baru Vocational High School students majoring in tourism. The student tells the places that are cruises so that tourists know the information of the area that is passed. Vocational intermediate student guide with the help of loudspeakers to compensate for the roar of the boat engine. Want to try to ride a boat while being guided by a tour guide for vocational high school students? Come to Kuala Baru and visitors can enjoy natural beach views and adventure to the Singkil Swamp Forest. The next news is first seaweed export to Vietnam. A total of 52.4 tons of seaweed products were exported to Vietnam and officially released from the Malundung port of Pelindo 4 branches of Tarakan City on Friday, 16 September 2022 this afternoon. The release was carried out directly by the head of the Tarakan Custom and Excise Supervision and Service Office Intermediate Custom Type B, Tarakan, together with the Major of Tarakan, the Assistant for Economy and Development of the Kaltara Provincial Government, the Head of the Center for Quality Control and Security of Fishery Products, KIPM Agency, Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries. The release of this initial export of seaweed is owned by C. Fidel Ton and recorded for the first time exporting directly abroad for the type of seaweed cultivation or Eusema cotoni. In his presentation, said Minhajuddin Napsah, head of the Supervision and Service Office of Custom and Excise Tarakan Madya Custom Type B Tarakan, this release is in order to support national performance. This is to increase economic growth after the pandemic. Synergistic and collaborative steps are needed for the rules of all parties. The release of this initial export to Vietnam, he continued, was the result of assistance from business actors so that with the use of information technology, the products of North Kalimantan Province micro, small and medium enterprises could be accepted in the global market. The first export of this seaweed commodity, he continued, is a concrete step as a result of synergy and collaboration between the Tarakan Custom and Excise, Tarakan City, BKIPM, North Kalimantan Provincial Government, Tarakan City Government, Bank Indonesia representatives for North Kalimantan Province, the Central Bureau of Statistics of Tarakan City and other agencies in Kalimantan Province. This is in order to support business sectors to be more successful in the international market so that it will have an impact of the welfare of entrepreneurs and improve the economic of North Kalimantan. Furthermore, Minhajuddin Nafsa said, in addition to seaweed products, which are the first done from Tarakan with a new TV, a manifestation of the success of fostering in Tarakan. He continued, in the future he is optimistic that the potential of seaweed in Kaltara is quite large. Just how to work on all of that so that it can become an export product. The next news is, Sandiaga Uno responds to noise pollution petition in Canggu. Tourism and creative economy actors, village officials, local governments, and other relevant stakeholders gather in a meeting to find the right solution in responding to the noise pollution petition in Canggu on Friday, 16 September 2022 night at the Hotel Tugu Bali. The Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of Republic Indonesia, Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, along with the ranks of the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, were also present at the meeting and listened to the complaints or suggestions and the best solution to be implemented. The meeting was initially held closed off to the media, but in the middle of the meeting, after nearly 20 minutes, it was finally open to the media. Lasting for almost 2 hours, the meeting ended and a number of important points were agreed. He added, in addition to agreement that had been agreed upon, he also received a direct report during the meeting that the agreement was taken by prioritizing local wisdom. The agreed corresponds to the noise pollution petition is to turn off the sound of music from 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. and the noise level does not exceed 70 decibels. And from this agreement, Sandiaga hopes that it can be upgraded into a regional regulation in the form of a governor regulation or a region's regulation. When someone travels, of course, from all sides must be accommodated because this is a harmony and balance that we must get. The last news is, security at Mempawah Prison has been tightened. Second-class B Mempawah Prison implements some strict procedures. Procedures are being carried out again to anticipate prohibited items from entering the detention center after the COVID-19 pandemic. To that end, there are a number of procedures that the inmates' families have to go through when they want to make a visit. The detention center security officer will conduct an identity check, namely checking the completeness related to the implementation of the visit. In addition, the nuclear family must be allowed to visit the WBP. Well, I think that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Don't forget to follow us in YouTube Tribun Lampung News Video, Tribun Lampung Facebook account, Tribun Lampung Instagram account, and Tribun Lampung TikTok account for further information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.